on 4G LTE processors from Qualcomm. This is the first time that you'll actually see Android things working on 4G LTE. This really empowers a new class of consumer and enterprise IoT applications. You'll get the Google Cloud Platform support. You'll get the familiar design environment of Android and Snapdragon that we've done for a long time. That will now be delivered in a way and in a format that will enable IoT with LTE. Exceptional connectivity, computing, and security, all these things will be in it. And Snapdragon 210 is a processor that we're announcing that will actually have Android things together with it. And it provides seamless access to Google Cloud, the cloud services and the platform, Cast for audio, Google Drive, Firebase Analytics, and all of those things that Google's been investing on. So we're super excited to work with Google on this, and 210 is expected to be available later in this year with Android things. More to come on that as we give you more details. Now let me switch gears to 5G and why I personally am super excited by what 5G can do to IoT. We're just scratching the surface and the kind of things we can do with 4G LTE and IoT in terms of low power, in terms of bandwidth, in terms of always on. But when we get to the 5G NR, as you've seen some of the presentations today, we will be able to enable a completely new class of services, connecting new services and new industries and empowering a new class of user experiences. So if you look at IoT applications, you can kind of think of them as the massive IoT applications, with the street lights and all the other installations that are in the cities, to mission-critical applications like you saw on the video with the robots and drones and other areas where you need high reliability. So we believe with the 5G NR radio, we'll be able to support both the high reliability, low latency mission-critical services and the massive IoT infrastructure that's needed with great power efficiency, low complexity, and lower range. So it's super exciting. And with the work we've been doing in 4G LTE, we can see how that's going to play out. And it's really exciting time for us to see what those things will be in the future. Now, a couple of things on connectivity and IoT. Connectivity in IoT requires a lot more, than a lot more disparate requirements, if I should say so. So, for example, if you think of an HD security camera that you put outside your house, that's connected and detecting people that are coming to your house, and it's safely, securely transmitting video, it needs a completely different form of coverage and bandwidth and throughput versus a smart meter that just sends up information on how much electricity you consumed in your house. So IoT really requires heterogeneous forms of connectivity, and these are not just 3G, 4G, LTE technologies, but really 15.4, Bluetooth, power line, and Wi-Fi, and all of these. And they need to work seamlessly, and the users shouldn't worry, what kind of technology am I connecting on. So we're doing a lot of work in that space. If you take home, for example, the complexity challenge of IoT is actually nowhere more clear than in the home. If you think of a home space, and typically now with all the products, and consumers in the home make purchases one at a time. They don't wake up one day and change every appliance in the house. So typically what happens is you end up with multiple products in the house which connect on different wireless technologies. For example, in a typical home that now you can have a Zigbee or Z-Wave or 15.4 light bulbs. You can have a Bluetooth, a HomeKit-enabled lock. You could have a smart assistant that's on Wi-Fi. You could have some LTE cameras and so on. So before you know it, you've got multiple radios in the house. And also you've got multiple software stacks, from Weave to OCF to HomeKit and a few others. And the other thing that's happening quite a bit nowadays is the concept of voice as a UI. It's becoming very, very popular now. And actually, I'll kind of maybe go out on a limb and say that in time, just like when you screens now and you look at touch screen as something that's touch as a must-have for screens, I think voice UI will be a must for most processing-based connectivity IoT things. You really expect them to respond to voice. And we're just seeing that happen. So we're actually focused on delivering all of these technologies in a seamless way so that as a user, when you buy these products, you don't really have to worry about what radio and what software they are on. Rahul talked a little bit about Qualcomm IoT connectivity platform. We're designing a software platform here that's to resolve the complexities of fragmentation and the security issues. And it supports concurrent operation of multiple radios and multiple software frameworks. So as a user, you don't really have to worry about what framework you're on, what radio you're on. To do that, there's a couple of things you need. One, you need compelling silicon solutions, and then you need software frameworks on top of that. And so I'm really excited to announce today the first ever tri-mode Wi-Fi, BLE, and 15.4 SoC. One of the problems I see many times is in homes is that you either have a 15.4 product or a Bluetooth product or a Wi-Fi product, and they all have different radios. And if you want to put all of them, you have to buy multiple radios and multiple antennas, and coexistence and things like that become complex. So what we decided to do is we decided to build a product that that's been in the making for a while. We're really proud to announce now the product is here, which is it's called QCA 4020. It's an SoC that's got Wi-Fi, BLE, and 15.4 all in one device. In addition to that, we integrated a dual-core processors in there, dual-core CPUs, which have, and I'll talk about the security features of it in a minute, and it has the pre-integrated software support for HomeKit, Vive, AWS, OCF, and any of these things. So what happens is when you take one of these products,